Triple felon, I got priors, I'm convicted. I got hoes in Canada that I can't never visit. I took chances, came up short like I was a midget. Getting impressed on house arrest like I can't never kick it. I get moving, go to Michigan and shopping Gucci. Walking Louis, they get mad that I just left from Gucci. BBS is all on me and I just left them soon. Pockets tripping like they Tookie, throw up sex and fluids. I'm Money Tarantino, I make movies. They know they can't fuck with Foodie, he's so fucking rude. Shooter's license, then this bitch ain't gotta wear no toolie. Shit with the DR with that check and bought some extra booty. Went from zero to a hero, now she extra bougie. Text her, meet me at the room and bring her extra coochie. Bitch, you some freak, don't leave them like they never knew. I make these bitches sign disclaimers they can't never sue. My mama says she always pray I'm somewhat safe and sound. I post the pic of stupid shit, she tell me take it down. My grandma hold that count for me, that's who I bank with now. I used to rock that knockoff shit, but I don't fake it now. These niggas love when I was broke, I know they hate me now. They tryna get a nigga poked and make me face the ground. I'm running circles around these niggas, I'm just making rounds. She not impressed when you be fucking, she just making sounds. Triple felon, I got priors, I'm convicted. I know hoes with pretty pussies, I can't never kiss it. I took chances, bitches burn me like a skillet. Dirty bitches, clean bitches, I can't tell the difference. I get moving, go to Michigan and shop at Neiman's. She said she won't fuck a legend like she pussy ticket. She gon' get this meat all in her cause she fucking vegan. I did that bitch like at the club when all the cops sleep. I pull up in the building truck, I hope her father see it. If he don't see it, she gon' tell him like you oughta see it. She said at first she met the one, that bitch, he gotta be it. I'm the one, bitch, I gotta be it. Peace, power, and prosperity, family. How we doing out there? Y'all already know what time it is. Bitcoin Block Bully coming to you once again with an early rising show of Coffee and Crypto. It is Financial Fridays. Bitcoin starting Friday off with a bit of a pullback while the rest of the market is affected, but you do have those outliers in the market. Right now, specifically, those that are kind of fighting the bucking the trend: AVAX, Ethereum Classic, Arbitrum, VeChain, Doge, Crypto.com, Sky, HBAR, Uni. These are the ones that are kind of going against the overall trend right now. All right. Shout out to everybody that's tapping in the world of YouTube and those that are tapping in on the Instagram side of things. I appreciate everybody that's able to find time to come over here and get this information that I'm bringing. Hopefully y'all are using it to your advantage, you know. Hopefully the time's being used wisely. Minister Be Better, what's going on, big homie? How we feeling? How we feeling? So we got a lot of developments that's going on in the space. Definitely we're going to start off the day looking at the charts, trying to see what kind, if any, pullback we may be. You're nearing the limit of recorded music that can be shared. Okay. They just gave me a warning. They just gave me a warning about playing music, saying I've reached the limit of the amount of music that I can play on my live. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, we're going to let them have their day. It's all well. We're going to get to it, though. We're going to get to it. Hold on. Get this going. That way I can face my audience. There we go. All right, mic check. Let me know how I'm coming through on YouTube. Let me know how I'm coming through on Instagram. Let me know if I am legible. Let me know if there is any type of static, anything that you might not be able to hear. Let me know if I'm coming through. Let me know if I'm coming through clearly. Let me know if I'm coming through clearly, please. Just looking for some responses. Make sure the audio is all good. Okay, sound good on YouTube. I'm sounding good on YouTube. How about on Instagram? Okay, coming through clearly. I appreciate you. All right, so we can yeah, it was. It's all well though.
Hey, but now we can see Bitcoin right now dropping down to about $118,000. This is right now. Ethereum 3,500, XRP 340, BNB 738, ADA around 82 cents, XLM around 46 cents, Sol coming in at 176, Tron at 32 cents. We got Litecoin at $104, while Polkadot is trading at about 429, almost 430. A little bit of mixed market here. We got a little bit of mixed market. All right, I appreciate you. Everything's coming through clearly. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in, tapping in. We got some good news coming in the market. As of right now, they're saying that the Bitcoin Golden Cross that in the past has sparked a 2,000% Bitcoin gains is already here. So we're going to look at what Golden Cross specifically they're speaking on, see if we can identify that Golden Cross as well, and then see what type of outlook they may be speaking on and what we may be able to find ourselves. All right. Now, also on top of that, right, on top of the possibility of a major continuation of the bull market, is there a way to reclaim crypto that was stolen from Ledger? Nah, it's stolen. How you gonna get it back? It's stolen. Nah, it was stolen. There is no getting stolen cryptocurrency back. If you connected your Ledger wallet to a faulty protocol and or website, and they were able to siphon the money out of your Ledger wallet to their own personal wallets, pretty much a done deal. You got to be careful out here. Still the trenches, still the wild wild west out here. All right. But on top of Bitcoin possibly seeing a further major continuation of a bull market, we also have Bitcoin DeFi, which has ballooned or grown 20 times since the start of 2024 as builders bet on yield. I will be having a class next week covering some of the newest innovation coming out of Bitcoin specifically. So it's going to be Bitcoin centered. But we're going to be looking at some of the newer projects that are out, some of the newer DeFi protocols. What are some of the best yields? What are some of the best options? Peace. Yes, all is well. All is healthy on my end, man. D Retro, I said I sent the email to join the Discord. Okay, I'm gonna get to the emails once I get off the live. I got you. But yeah, being able to understand what's going on in the world of decentralized finance is a major key. In other news, we also have a high school student that has launched a Solana node for the crypto club. Actually a recent graduate of Brooklyn Technical High School. So BK in the building. We're going to be covering that. And this is what it's really all about right here. You know how wealthy this individual has, or do you know the possibility of wealth? Let me say the possibility, because everybody can't manage money even if you can obtain it. Dogon, son, what's going on, big homie? How's everything over there in Germany? How goes the world? But now, it's another thing being able to get the money. It's totally different when you're trying to manage it, right? But you know the possibility of wealth that this individual could bring his fellow students, his peers in this crypto club by introducing them to Bitcoin at such an early stage. I honestly, I don't think that people understand the totality of what's going on in front of their heads. Okay, Naptown in the building. What's going on, big homie? I don't think people understand. Like, if you are in any way, shape, or form concerned about the welfare of your child's financial future, number one, you should be buying cryptocurrency for yourself and them. Number two, they should be learning how to interact with this new decentralized blockchain Web3 based world, because this is the world that they're going to be living in. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to be covering this story. Kudos to who was that? Nick Maninikov, Russian. Maninikov, probably Russian. Let's see. Probably Russian individual. Alma mater. I probably have to do some searching to find out what his nationality is. But kudos to him. We also have Stellar's XLM having the most bullish chart in crypto, mirroring the XRP price. All right. I did a class a while back covering the Velo ecosystem, as well as the XLM Stellar ecosystem, right? Stellar being the front runner, Velo kind of being the one that gets on top, right? Peace, Bully. How can I buy the beginner book, The Enigma? I think. Oh, you know what? I did forget to put that on my website. I got you. Or if you're part of the Discord, you can just buy it directly from me through the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, DM me, and I'll send you a link to the free Discord so you can get access. I totally forgot to put that book on the website. I appreciate reminding me. I appreciate the remind, Almighty Dawu. I appreciate that. So we got XRP looking mighty bullish right now. I myself, from an investment standpoint, do like XLM over XRP. Excuse me. I do like XLM over XRP from an investment standpoint, looking at the possibility of gains, right? We're not talking about popularity. We're talking about the possibility of gains. We do got New York City in the building. What's going on? In fact, if y'all want, we can go ahead and do a roll call real quick. We can do a roll call, get things started. Let me know where everybody's checking in from. Let me know where you tapping in, tuning in, checking in from real quick. We can go ahead and get a roll call going. For those that may be interested in the XLM class, it is available on my website, blockwallstreet.io. Blockwallstreet.io. I may have bought it from Amazon 6 years ago. I'm checking to see if the computer that I used the ledger on was cloned. Wow. Always buy it directly from the website, though. I wouldn't buy a ledger from Amazon. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I would have bought it directly from the website. All right? I would have bought it directly from the website. Ty 10 said, I got a moon bag of both. My man. All right, we got Buffalo, New York in the building. Connecticut in the building. Virginia Beach in the building. MD. What is MD? Maryland, if I'm not mistaken, in the building. We got Brooklyn, New York in the building. Hey, we got a recent graduate from Brooklyn Tech High School. Getting the kids in the Solana. We got Detroit in the building. We got Puerto Rico in the building. What's going on? We got Cleveland in the building. We got Michigan in the building. Philly in the building. East St. Louis in the building. Washington in the building. Detroit in the building. Yeah, we got Detroit in the building. East St. Louis. We got Jonesboro, Georgia in the building. Peace. Oh, no, I'm definitely aware of that, but you know what type of capital it takes in order for them to go back and reclaim stolen crypto? There's been a couple of individuals that have been able to do it, but those are from the high net worth individuals. They're not about to waste their time getting back. I mean, I don't know what type of crypto you lost, but I mean, if you're not of the higher net worth, those aren't really the options to a lot of individuals. You get what I'm saying? But no, I'm definitely aware of that. Been here a little bit too long not to be aware of that. But the average Joe that loses $50, $20 is not about to go hire no forensic recovery company, because the way that they do it, they get a portion of what they recover, a certain percentage. And I highly doubt they want a percentage of $50, $500, or $5,000. You get what I'm saying? But nah, definitely aware of that. We got Kalamazoo in the building. All right, we got a couple individuals in the building. Let's kick it off first and take a look at Bitcoin, as we are seeing a pullback. Let's try to get an idea of where this pullback could take Bitcoin as of right now. So 1 ETH, I mean, hey, reach out. They might help you. They might help you with $3,500. You never know. It's all about, does the cost warrant the help at the end of the day? You know, does the cost warrant the help at the end of the day? So let me see. We see Bitcoin as of right now. RSI is getting weaker. If we were to pull this swing low, swing high, we can see that we're already coming into contact with the 23.6% retracement level at about $117,300, right? $117,300. And then that's normally, if it's something that happened a while ago, a lot of times, in fact, let me actually rephrase that, right? It depends on how it was stolen. Have they been able to steal the original funds? If that shit was done months ago, and that money's been transferred from spot to spot, that shit damn near over with, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, there are recovery teams that are able to get crack in the wallets that may have lost a portion of their seed phrase, may have forgot their password, right? They do have forensic teams to do that. But just flat out somebody that's able to get one ETH that may have been stolen, I don't know how long ago, without freezing the funds or the wallet of the funds that originally stole it, that shit damn near might be smoke. To be honest with you, but don't hurt to try though. Don't hurt to try though. You believe another bill was passed today? They have been trying to pass a number of different cryptocurrency related bills. We'll see how that goes. As of right now, you're a line in the sand for further continuation to the downside on Bitcoin. As it stands, is $117,372. I actually want to put an alert there. What is it? 329. I'm gonna put an alert there just in case. 117,329. 117,329. Where you at? Why's my alert not working? Hold on. We're gonna have to do it like this. 117,329. Coordinates 329. Bam. And now let's add an alert. What's going on? Why hasn't it let me add an alert here? Something's going on. It's got to be something with this specific computer because it's not allowing me to add my alert. But anyways, irregardless, as long as we're able to hold this green line right here, we'll be able to play out any type of downside into consolidation, right? Get a possibility of a bounce forward and ultimately take out 123,231. Wow, 123,231. $123,231. If we end up taking out 117,329, let me keep it on the I because it's not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. I'll look for a continuation to the downside to around $113,678. From there, if we don't get a bounce and we end up losing favor at that area, now you're looking at 110 to a possibility of 107. So right now, my line in the sand, 117,330. We're at 117,979 as it stands. Let me see. Before we start, I just want to give my testimony. I'm 22, and the info you shared helped me live my dreams as a digital nomad in the Dominican Republic for a month straight. Came back to charge back up. My man. Hey, I appreciate that. That's the shit, and that's what it's all about. He said he's only 22, and the info I shared helped him live his dreams as a digital nomad in the Dominican Republic for a month straight. Hey, I appreciate that testimony, God. Definitely appreciate that testimony. And that's what it's really all about. It's really all about me sharing the information, getting the information, sharing the information, and then individuals being able to utilize that information, right? That's why I've been doing this for the last 8-9 years. But for testimonies like that. So I appreciate you following through with the info, God. That's major. Super duper major. I appreciate that. You should let people follow you on the gram. What's your name on the gram? Let people follow you. You're an inspiration. You definitely an inspiration. All right. Now, what's going on with Bitcoin? Now, what are they saying over here? They're saying that Bitcoin's golden cross that sparked a 2,000% BTC gain is already here. Bitcoin bulls are salivating as the 2025 daily golden cross starts to deliver BTC classic Bitcoin price gains. In the past, these have exceeded 2,000%. That's Rio.Brazy on Instagram, y'all. Rio.Brazy if you want to follow a digital nomad making it off of crypto. Rio.Brazy. It goes on to state that Bitcoin's latest golden cross on the daily chart is already delivering upside since confirming in late May. Historically, daily chart golden crosses preceded price gains in excess of 2,000%. Consensus increasingly sees Bitcoin breaking out again after consolidating below 120,000. Bitcoin, which is currently trading at $117,856, has the chance to reach 155,000 in the coming months as a classic bull sign returns. As noted on X, formerly Twitter, Thursday by trader Merlin, BTC USD has seen a new golden cross on the daily chart. Bitcoin golden crosses form when the 50-day simple moving average, or SMA, crosses above the 200-day equivalent, often spark huge price gains. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Courtney Johnson, what's going on, big homie? I've been following you for years, but I think because you don't follow me, I can't DM you. I'll give you a follow after the live. Don't even trip, Almighty Dawu. I got you. I'll give you a follow after the live. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Let's take a look at BTC. Right. We're on the daily. Let's go ahead and grab us some moving averages. Here we go. And let me see. They're doing SMAs. Let me see, what time frame is it giving me on the SMA, and can I change it? Inputs, I can. So let's do a what are they doing? The 50 and the 200. They're doing the 50 and the 200, so we're gonna do the 50, right? We're gonna do red, make it a little bit thicker, and then what we're gonna do is we're going to add another SMA, right? And we're gonna change that SMA to the 200. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change that green. There we go. Now we're going to take a look out. Oh yeah, we've been above the crossover came right over here around $27,000. $27,000 is when that crossover came in. Look how price has been. Basically, if you look at it from a support resistance standpoint, right? Atlanta in the building. What's going on, Renald? Peace. Every time we've had a pullback, you bounced off that what is this, 50-day SMA? And if you lose the 50-day, what's your second line of defense? Look at your second line of defense. It's been your, hold on, let me wipe that. There we go. Much better. It's been that 200-day SMA. So when you lose the 50, you retest the 200. It's when you break it down below the 200 is when you should become worried. As of right now, though, we just had a fresh bounce off of the 50-day SMA here at about $99,000 to $100,000. All right, so it should be upwards and onwards from here. Beautiful. We just was under it, broke back above it here in April of 25. Let's see what they're saying about this. Let's see what they're saying about it. Oh, there we go. It goes on to state that. Hold on. Let me fix this. There we go. All right. It goes on to state that every single time this signal shows up, BTC goes vertical. Merlin said alongside a chart showing historical crosses. These have included giant bull market surges with both 2017 and 2020 seeing upside in excess of 2,000% thanks to the lengthy golden crosses. The most recent cross came in about 2024, in October of 24, when Bitcoin USD traded at around 65,000. Looking at the golden cross here. I'm not getting that though. If we use a 50 SMA and a 200-day SMA, I'm not getting October. Let me see, October of 24. Let's see. October of 24 is right here. You got price going above, but not the 200-day. Let me see something. Now, let me see. September, October. Okay. Now, if I'm using exponential moving averages, take a look at this, right? If we're using exponential moving averages, you have where they came into close proximity here in October. But I for the life of me, let me see. I'm on the daily. Let's see. Let's go to a weekly then. I'm trying to see what they see and where they see it at. I ain't seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Not there. It's Bitcoin versus US dollar. Oh, you know what? Let's do BTC USD crypto. It may give us a different read. October 24. I'm still not seeing it. But anyways, I'm gonna let them tell their story. No matter how you look at it. But yeah, that's when it traded around 65,000. In the 3 months that followed, the pair reached new all-time highs of nearly 110,000. Same setup, same signal, Merlin said about the new cross, which formed on May 22nd. So far, maximum gains for Bitcoins have totaled a comparatively modest 12%, even copying the short-lived cross from 2016. the target versus the cross confirmation price becomes $155,000. That's what they're saying, 155. As Cointelegraph reported, Bitcoin saw its first ever weekly golden cross even at the start of 2024, which coincided with the beginning of the current bull market's more vertical upside. While consolidating below 120,000, Bitcoin is giving market participants every reason to expect further price discovery. And this is why I tell y'all a lot of times that when you're seeing that consolidation, in my humble opinion, that should be the accumulation. Let me see. When you're teaching children, are they interested in AI and blockchain? Hell yeah. That's the only reason that they're coming to me to get taught. Definitely. Definitely. The kids I mess with. Definitely. Not mess with, but the kids I teach. Clear that up. It goes on to state that targets increasingly favor 135 as the next stopping point for BTC USD as the pair ditches macro concerns and breaches out on its own. Daily close above 120K range high resistance followed by a post-breakout retest could see Bitcoin confirm a breakout to new highs. Trader and analyst Rec Capital told Twitter followers on Friday. Rec Capital also observed that consolidation was diverting capital into altcoins. And that's when you're starting to see that slowdown in Bitcoin and then that uptick in the altcoin. You get what I'm saying? That's when you start to get that type of response. And that's basically what we're seeing. If you look at the heat map right now, right, you'll see Bitcoin's in the red, but then you'll see a number of different altcoins which are performing fairly good, right? That's that rotation of capital. Money coming out of Bitcoin, rolling over into altcoins because you can get more of a return on the altcoin, and then the capital and the profit rolls back over into Bitcoin or the fiat notes. That's how the wealthy play it. That's how the wealthy play it. Understand this now, right? Roll profits, roll capital, roll profits, BTC, fiat, especially if you're living on a fiat standard. All right? Especially if you're living on a fiat standard. So as of right now, what you're seeing is that rotation. Once again, Bitcoin slows down. Not only is it rotation time, it's accumulation time as well. Everybody likes to buy when this shit's going to the moon. That's the worst time to buy. And that's because you're looking at short-term gains. Everybody got to understand that this is a generational play. This isn't about today. This isn't about tomorrow. It's about the next 5 to 10, 50 to 100 years. If you've got children, hear me out now. If you have children, if you have grandchildren, if you have great-grandchildren, and you're not accumulating a strategic reserve of Bitcoin for the future of your heirs, financially, you're putting your future heirs, you're putting them in the worst position they could possibly be in. And now I know some of you are gonna be like, oh well, we're good. We got X amount million saved up, 100,000, 500,000, whatever the case may be, and it's in fiat or it's in real estate or it's in this, that, and the third. What you got to understand is that there's a lot more of the market share goes into Bitcoin. All it's going to do is make everything else worth less and less and less BTC. So you're not going to outbeat or outpace inflation, right? So if we're looking, this is what I was telling the young men the other day, right? If we look at, let me see, what is it? It was, let me see, where is it? Here we go. I think this is it. So I was talking to the young men the other day out here on 95th, right? So I'm telling them, like, man, y'all, look to live, a little bit longer into y'all adulthood, right? They like 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever the case may be. They like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, as y'all get older, you're going to want to buy a house when you get older, right? They like, yeah. I'm like, okay. You're not going to want to rent forever. You're going to want to buy a house. So what I did was I pulled up a chart and I showed them the value of houses versus Bitcoin versus cash, right? So if you look at it, let me see. That's the Bitcoin price. That's the median house. Here we go. All right. So what you're looking at, right? What you're looking at here is the price of houses in Bitcoin. Okay. Hold on. Well, is 228,000. Now it's at 400,000. All right. So look at it like this, right? Look at it like this. Back in, what is this? Q1 of 2011, right? The average price of a house was 226,900. the average price of that same house in Bitcoin, right, was 339,146 Bitcoin. Okay? Once again, 226,900, roughly 227,000 for a house, 2011. The median home price, right? 339,146 Bitcoin. Now, as time goes on, you have a point where they meet, right? I wish we can catch it right here. But we can catch it right here. So look right here, right? Look right here. $357 a Bitcoin. It costs you 836 Bitcoin, while it now costs you 298,900. Right? So if you were holding cash, saving for a house, let's just say you were you know at the time when you started saving, 226,000. Now where we're at is, what's that, 298,000. So what's that, $70,000 more you would have had to have saved over the next 3 years, whereas it now costs you thousands less Bitcoin in order to buy that same house. So now as time moves on, right? As time moves on, right? We're seeing the value of the homes getting worth more and more, 320,000, 318,000, 355,000. Now it's only 7 Bitcoin to buy a house, right? If we look at Q1 of 2025, as of right now, the median house price is $416,300, right? And the last bit of data that we had here, Bitcoin was trading at 93,426. So now it only costs 4.4 Bitcoin to buy that $400,000 house. So the value of the house is almost doubled in price. It's almost doubled in price. But it has more than crashed against the price of Bitcoin. Is this making sense to y'all? Let me know if this is making sense. Let me know if this is making sense to everybody. Like I said, Bitcoin is the supreme savings account. If we understand money inflation, the continual printing of money, the deflationary nature of BTC, right? Everything is only going to get cheaper versus Bitcoin as time goes on. Like I said, I'm not talking about today. I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about your future, your children's future, your grandchildren's future. That's all I ever be talking about. I'm not here to, hey, what coin can I buy right now to make some money? I ain't here for that shit. Understand that. If you want that, go follow the Moon Boys. I'm here to make people wealthy, not rich. It's different. Riches come and go. Wealth is able to be passed down. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, as we see Bitcoin continue its rally into the years, all you're going to do is see the products, the goods and services against Bitcoin become cheaper and cheaper. So if you want your future life to be cheaper, save in Bitcoin. Now, I'm not talking about your rent money. I'm not talking about the bill money. I'm not talking about the mortgage money. I'm not talking about even vacation money right now, unless you're planning to go on vacation in the next 3 to 4 years. Then saving that money in Bitcoin may be one of the best moves that you ever did, right? You may go from planning a trip to Miami to planning a trip to Dubai or Bali or something like that. You know what I'm saying? If I could share a solid strategy I picked up, it'd be an honor. Yeah, go ahead. You can share what you want over there, Brazy World. Go ahead. Share what you want. By all means. Now, moving forward, what I always tell y'all, it ain't just about price going up. It's about the technology in front of us and how that technology can make you more profit than just the price go up. Because think of it like this. I don't care what price you want to buy Bitcoin at, right? Let's say you were able to buy Bitcoin at $1,000 and hold it until now. So that's what we'll say since 2016, right? This the thing. In fact, let me see this. By a show of hands, how many of you wish you would have bought one Bitcoin for $1,000 in 2016? Show of hands. Who wish you would have bought that one Bitcoin and held it until now? By a show of hands. Let me know. Show of hands. How many people wish they would have bought one Bitcoin for $1,000 back in 2016? We got Chief in the building. Salute, salute. What's going on, tribe? Hey, I see the life on the road. I see the life on the road and the dedication. That shit hard as hell. Hard in the good way. Like, that's hard. That's cold. I'm seeing hands coming up. So that means you would have been holding one Bitcoin for the past 8-9 years, right? We're in 2016. 9 years you'd have been holding Bitcoin. Now, what would have been better, right? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. One Bitcoin at $1,000 or one Bitcoin at $5,000 with interest earned on that Bitcoin since you bought it at $5,000? Let me ask that. One Bitcoin, right? Let me ask y'all, right? One Bitcoin at $1,000, right? Or one Bitcoin at 5,000, but interest earned on that Bitcoin, meaning you're earning more Bitcoin since you bought it at 5,000. Which one y'all think? Which one would y'all choose? 1,000, 5,000. Which one would you choose? 5,000 earns interest. 1,000. I mean, you bought it lower than 1,000, so that means your upside is that much more greater, right? And so that's what I mean. You got a lot of people in the world that are holding Bitcoin right now, but they don't understand the technology that's under them that earned them more Bitcoin. We got one person saying 1,000. So this is the thing about you buying it at 1,000 and just having that one Bitcoin. The person that bought it at 5,000 has earned interest off it. Listen. For those that are saying they would have rather bought it at $1,000 with no interest, the person that bought it at $5,000, which is earned interest since it was $5,000, is probably sitting on somewhere around 1.2, 1.3, 1.5 Bitcoin. So now they've earned a whole extra Bitcoin while you still only got one Bitcoin. Why would you only want one Bitcoin at 1,000 versus Bitcoin at 5,000 with interest earned? This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. I'm trying to get y'all to really get a grasp of how things work. Right? Remember, one Bitcoin at 1,000, okay, you held it. It's 120,000 now, 117,000. That's cool. Or one Bitcoin at 5,000 with interest earned, which means I have more Bitcoin than I started with. So even though you bought it $4,000 cheaper than me, I now have more Bitcoin than you. And that's the name of the game, yo. That's really the name of the game. So anyways, Bitcoin DeFi has ballooned 20x since the start of 2024 as builders bet on yield. That's the thing, y'all. Yield. Okay? A new wave, and Brazy World is going to be sharing a strategy with y'all over there in YouTube. So, I see them posting it now. You can take notes. A new wave of developers is building yield-generating apps on Bitcoin, pushing the network beyond store of value status and into a key DeFi ecosystem asset. I didn't hear no interest on 1K. Nah, because there is no interest on 1K. It's an option. Either you buy it at $1,000 and hold it till now, or you buy it at a higher price and earn interest. It was basically like a psyop. I was trying to see where people's minds was at. All right? It goes on to state that the total value locked in Bitcoin native protocols has increased 20-fold from $307 million to $6.36 billion between January of 2024 and mid-2025. Lending and borrowing protocols are the most popular. Y'all, what have I been teaching y'all over the last, I'm going to say 7 years? 7 years. Now you're getting this information about this, that, and the third. But over the last 7 years, right? Over the last 7 years, what have I been talking about the most? What have I been talking about the most over the last 7 years? Banking, right? Banking. Being able to collateralize, lend, earn interest, borrow, issue credit. I've been teaching y'all this shit for about 7 years now. How many of y'all have taken note? How How many of y'all took note? How many of y'all utilized that strategy? What's the best platform to yield on? There is no best platform. There's no such thing as the best platform. Because what I can earn yield on this network, I might not be able to earn yield on the other network. You can't think of it like this. You can't take Jupiter and put it on an Ethereum virtual machine platform and earn yield. You're not going to take ARB and put it on Stacks to earn yield. You get what I'm saying? You got to think of it like that. So there is no best. It's what asset, what wallet, what blockchain, what network. Those are the things you got to know if you're looking to earn yield. So there is no best. Good move. Good move. It goes on to state that developers face challenges with Bitcoin's limited smart contract functionality, but new infrastructure like ArcVM aims to enhance native capabilities. ArcVM. Hold on, let me do this. Let's see what ArcVM is. Our Bitcoin-specific ArcVM works with Bitcoin's UTXO's model to create modular composable dApps that preserve Bitcoin core values. I like this. Arc Network. We're building the rails for Bitcoin-denominated world. Y'all, the world... I hope y'all understand what's going on, man. Arc transforms Bitcoin from digital gold into sound money for the future. Y'all do understand that I was sent from the future to bring y'all into the fold in the present, right? Not literally, but just the way my mind works and the way that I'm able to bring it back to y'all. Y'all do understand that, right? This right here is going to take up probably a couple of days to a couple of weeks of my time. So I'm about to do a deep dive into this. Decentralized verifier network, cryptographic multi-sig. Bitcoin lives as sound money. I'm about to do some deep diving into this right here. For those that want to do their deep diving with me, arc.network is the website. Arc.network is the website. Put yourself and your family in the future. All right? Stop living in the past, which is the present. Which a lot of people that's in the present live in the past. We're living in the future. Anyways, Bitcoin DeFi is no longer a fringe experiment. A new report by Arc Network shared with CoinDesk shows that the total value locked in Bitcoin native protocols has surged from 307 million in January of 2024 to 6.36 billion by mid-2025, a 20-fold increase driven by lending apps, stablecoins, and institutional inflows. The data gathered from 125 developers, investors, and users across Asia and Africa paints a picture of a shifting narrative away from digital gold and towards programmable, yield-bearing Bitcoin. I'm telling you, when you're in the world of investing, in the world of money making, yield is your best friend. Yield is your best friend. All right? Spell it out. ARCH.NETWORK, Queen. That's ARCH.NETWORK. Arc Network. All right? It goes on to state, lending and borrowing protocols are the most frequently cited usage protocols, mentioned by 59% of respondents. Bitcoin-backed stablecoins followed at 41%. Then you got decentralized exchanges at 32%. And the real-world assets like tokenized real estate at 29%. Are y'all hearing this? Tokenized real estate. You see how far ahead we are already? You know how many real estate gurus out there don't know that they got real estate on the blockchain already? That don't know you can take loans out against actual land on the blockchain already without having to go through any type of extreme identification, redlining paperwork. Hey, all you got to do is upload the land. Boom, instant loan. Instant loan. I'm talking about that day sent to your wallet. They don't even know this is going on. Courtney Johnson, send me that referral to my email. Send that referral to my email. blockwallstreetwork@proton.me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It goes on to state These aren't speculative side bets. They're early signs of product market fit, especially for users who want to access to liquidity without selling their Bitcoin. Remember, when you sell your Bitcoin, it creates a taxable event. Why not borrow against your Bitcoin and avoid the taxable event? All right. Yeah, Arc Network, correct. Who owned the lands if they defaulted on the loan? Nah, you're taking the loan out. You're taking the loan out. If you default on the loan, the land is put in escrow, but you're taking the loan out. You're not giving the loan to anybody. You're taking the loan out against your land. So you're the one putting your land up, and then you're taking a loan against it with a certain LTV, loan to value. All right? But trust issues remain. 36% still keep their Bitcoin in cold storage, citing a lack of confidence in current DeFi platforms. Another 25% avoid Bitcoin DeFi due to high perceived risk, while 60% of all respondents flag smart contract exploits as a top security concern. Bitcoin's true potential lies beyond being a passive store of value, ARC CEO Matt Budano wrote in a report. Unlocking its liquidity is the next frontier. Developers are split between optimism and frustration. 44% said they build on Bitcoin because of its unmatched security and decentralization, while 43% also cited limited smart contract functionality as their biggest pain point. Tooling, composability, and documentation were also cited as major hurdles. As a result, many Bitcoin DeFi builders are multi-chain, with 63% building on Ethereum, 47% on Solana, and 44% on Base. Nevertheless, nearly half say they plan to become Bitcoin native in the long term, particularly as new infrastructure such as ArcVM, a Bitcoin-based virtual machine, promises native smart contracts without the need for bridges, wrapped assets, and trust assumptions. What's needed to scale Bitcoin DeFi? Respondents say better dev tooling, 45% at 45%, wider layer adoption at 43%, and deeper liquidity. Security is non-negotiable, and most developers say they won't build unless on-chain assets are fully auditable and bridges are hardened. Despite the challenges, though, investors are watching closely. If even a fraction of Bitcoin's $2 trillion market cap gets productive, said DPI Capital's Shahan Khoshafian, the upside is massive. For now, Bitcoin DeFi is where Ethereum was in 2019. Niche. In 2019, I was teaching DeFi on Ethereum back in 2018, coming into 2019. But right now, it's niche, raw, and full of potential. However, if these builders prevail, Bitcoin won't just be held, it'll be used. Zeno said, hey, Bully, I locked in from London. Hey, shout out to London in the chat. Shout out to London in the chat. With the click of a button now. Let's not mention we can buy land with the click of a button now in Central Africa for at least 300 USDC. Hey, send me that link. Which project you talking about? Send me that link so I can buy some of that land. Man, it's so much going on, bro. It's so much going on. And even when we talk about the securing of Bitcoin in different derivatives, right? In different derivatives, you have money on chain. I still love money on chain. And this right now, holding about $152.8 million in Bitcoin and other assets, is widely used for the most part in the Latin community, or in the Latin country, South America to be exact. You know, so we got anybody in the chat right now that's from South America, you may want to look into money on chain, right? You do have the BPRO token, which I love. Just a quick demonstration. The BPRO token is the smartest strategy for a Bitcoin holder. Improve the performance of your Bitcoin while retaining full control of your private key. Get a passive income combined with free leverage that makes the price of token rise even more when Bitcoin price goes up. It's a perfect balance between profit and risk, all right? A really smart contract playing a central role in money on chain, a protocol built by Bitcoiners. BPRO is a token with a perfect balance between profit and risk, which is mitigated by extensively developed and unique financial model with proven robustness even in extreme market conditions. BPRO token has the amazing historical performance of at least 23.7%. That's on top of whatever Bitcoin's already done. So if Bitcoin's up, just to make it real easy, if Bitcoin's up 100%, The BPRO token is up 123%, almost 124%. Okay? BPRO is a token for long-term Bitcoin hodlers that understand Bitcoin's volatility and over-collateralized stablecoin protocols. It benefits from Bitcoin's bull runs and suffers from the bear markets. It may not be redeemable temporarily under certain conditions. That's in the bear market, so you got to be careful, right? Not to be played in less savvy market conditions. Now, one of the other perks that it does give you is the MOC liquidity mining. A perpetual incentive program rewards BPRO hodlers with MOC tokens every day, again, just for hodling. So in the best market conditions, if you're holding BPRO token, right, about to drop to your DM, King. I appreciate that. If you're already holding this during the bull market, you're already getting paid passive income by getting money on chain tokens every single day, right? Once again, this is just an example. Next, we got the high school student who launches a Solana node for his crypto club. Big shout out to everybody that's been reaching out to me about the Bitcoin Buy Like Mike crypto club. Also, for the women that reached out about Queen's Capital, we will be having a meeting next week. For any of the ladies out there that would like to get together with other like-minded women, this is just for the women. We do have a club where the women are getting their capital together. They're getting their capital together and they're doing something spectacular with that money. If you're interested in that, just reach out. Block Wall Street Work at proton.me. Block Wall Street Work at proton.me. See how you can get together with the rest of these women. All right? Now, it goes on to say that Nick Mananikoff, a recent graduate of Brooklyn Tech High School, has made a significant impact on his alma mater by deploying a Solana node for the high school's crypto club. Manikoff, what I'm going to call him, who came to the U.S. as a political refugee from Russia, I knew he was Russian, has shown remarkable entrepreneur spirit and technical prowess. His journey into the world of cryptocurrency began with the interest in coding and a knack for making money. He initially made profits through bots on the Kick streaming platform. I need to get on Kick. And later ventured into NFTs and meme coins. His breakthrough came when he turned a hefty profit from sniping a Solana NFT collection called These Nuts, which led to launch SharkNode, an RPC business. SharkNode has been successful enough for Manikoff to pursue in full time instead of attending college. The company has expanded its operations to include running Solana validators, which has allowed them to partner with Brooklyn Technical High School to launch a dedicated Solana validator. Family, y'all see how far ahead these people are? That's what I'm trying to do with some kids. I need your help. Reach out to me, Miss Brianna. DM me. We can put it together. We can definitely put it together. DM me, okay? Some of you out there that are alma maters of your schools, you need to start talking to your schools about getting involved in the digital economy. No, ma'am. Block Wall Street Work at proton.me. That's BLOCKWALLSTREET WORK at PROTON.me. Once again, Block Wall Street Work at proton.me. BLOCKWALLSTREET at PROTON.me. All right. It goes on to state that this validator, which oversees roughly 15,000 staked Solana, provides students with hands-on experience in running nodes. Manikoff's efforts have not only benefited his high school, but also paved the way for future collaborations. Shark Labs has announced partnerships with 20 universities to launch dedicated Solana validators, all of which will charge no commission fees. Oh my God. Hey, what did I tell y'all about 5-6 years ago? What was I telling y'all? We're living in a new world where you have the ability to create brand new infrastructure. Do you not understand that this boy created a company in the new digital economy and is now partnered with 20 different universities with something that they've never heard of, never done before? Y'all understand the times that we're living in now? You understand the possibilities that we have? Manikoff's journey is a testament to the opportunities available in crypto space. Despite his challenging background, He has proven that with skill and execution, one can achieve success regardless of their origins. His story highlights the potential for young entrepreneurs to make a significant impact in the tech and crypto industries, even at a young age. Manikoff's initiative to bring a Solana node to his high school is a prime example of how innovative thinking and technical expertise can drive meaningful change in educational settings. And that's why I love doing what I'm doing right now in the city, for the guys in the street, right? You got to understand, I'm not at a tech high school teaching, honor students blockchain and cryptocurrency. I'm at a nonprofit teaching guys that got gun cases, murder cases, drug cases, assault cases, on house arrest, on curfew. I'm teaching them Bitcoin, blockchain, decentralized finance, how to read financial markets. So it's a totally different field, totally different spin. You get what I'm saying? Totally different demographic. But these are the demographics that need it. Because with me teaching these young guys this, and some of them are really taking it serious. In fact, I was kind of proud the other day when we was in class. One of the guys said that he signed him and his daughter up for the Helium Mobile, meaning that they're now part of the new digital economy, not only utilizing the service, but getting paid to utilize that service, right? That's what it's really about. That's what it's really about. So what this young man is doing is what a number of us need to be reaching out and at least getting our children, our nieces, our nephews, our little cousins involved in. So I'm telling you, it's going to change their life for the better in the future. I can almost guarantee that. All right, that's no doubt, Miss Brianna. That's no doubt. Now, Stellar's XLM, they're saying it has the most bullish chart in crypto mirroring XRP price. Once again, I do have an older XLM class. We actually just covered XLM last night in class. I had a class last night which was ended after about 3 hours. That was part 1. We're going to be finishing up part 1 for part 2, which is going to be next week, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Big shout out to, I think we had about 25, 26 people in the class last night. So I appreciate everybody that was able to tap in, tune in, and get the information. You can visit blockwallstreet.io. That is my website. blockwallstreet.io. That is my website. You can visit that. Have a look around. If you need any type of assistance, reach out, either DM or email. But anyway, it goes on to state that during the bull runs, XLM and XRP often move in sync, with a high correlation coefficient typically topping about 0.7. Will history repeat for Stellar here? How much different is the old one versus the new XLM? So no, I've only got one full-out XLM class, and that's kind of the one that's on my website. Last night, we were going over the ISO 222 tokens, which XLM is a part of. Do you ever send the class? No, actually, I haven't sent the classes from last night. I'm going to do that as soon as I get off this lab. As soon as I get off this lab, I'm sending everybody the part 1 from last night. I'm going to send y'all the transcripts between me and ChatGPT. Then I'm going to send y'all out the invite to join class Thursday night. For anybody that wants to get the recording of last night's class and then get the invite for Thursday night's class, just send me an email to blockwallstreetwork@proton.me. That's PROTON.me. blockwallstreetwork. All right. It goes on to state that XLM eyes a 35% breakout towards 63 cents as it tests an ascending triangle resistance. A strong historical correlation with XRP suggests that XLM may continue rallying. And it's actually up more than XRP. I don't know if people know that. It's up way more than XRP, almost double what XRP went up. Stellar looks set for another 35% price rally on top of what it's already done, driven by a bullish continuation pattern on XRP's recent surge. Okay? It goes on to state, hold on. It goes on to state that XLM is consolidating within an ascending triangle, a classic bullish continuation setup characterized by rise and lows and horizontal resistance. The resistance level, near 52 cents, has been tested multiple times since Tuesday, while the higher lows show increasingly buying pressure. A breakout above 52 cents could confirm the pattern and trigger a rally towards 63 cents by August, marking a 35% gain from the current price. The upside target is derived by adding the triangle's maximum height to the breakout point. And I've done this for y'all a number of times, showing y'all how you do the measured move, right? That's all they're doing is a measured move, okay? Momentum indicators also support the bullish case. The relative strength index of the RSI, which I've showed y'all time and time again, on the 4-hour chart remains below overbought levels, suggesting room for more upside. XLM continues to hold above the 20, 50, and 200-day 4-hour exponential moving averages. Those are your EMAs, all of which now slope upward. So what they're saying right now is this is what XLM looks like. Let me show you. And they're talking about it on a 4-hour. So we're going to look at Stellar, throw it on a 4-hour. Man, but look how far away you are from those moving averages. So here, here, and here. That's what they're looking at. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Put this back on. Put that and that on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right there. There we go. So that's Stellar Lumens right now. I'm talking about holding beautifully above the 20-day exponential. Though if we do lose the 20-day, you could see a continuation down to about 42 cents. That is a possibility. If you lose 46 cents from where you currently stand, you're getting a decent reaction from it from a bounce perspective, but it's all about really getting back above this previous high here and then seeing continuation take out your highest trade there at around 52 cents. Okay. Anyways, what they go on to say is that the short-term bullish pattern aligns with macro accumulation structure highlighted by veteran trader Peter Brandt. So like I tell y'all, at times when things rally and then they get boring, in my humble opinion, if you're looking for continuation, that's the best time. If you're looking for continuation, that's the best time to accumulate. What crypto wallet do you recommend, SafePal or Ledger? Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I got both of them. So either or. SafePal may be a little bit more easier because of the UI and the UX, user experience, user interface. It goes on to say that Brandt says the XLM could be the most bullish chart in the crypto market, but only if it decisively closes above $1 level, a horizontal barrier it has tested but never broken with conviction. The bullish outlook for XLM appears after the token's 90% plus gains in the past month, mirroring XRP's 60% plus rally in the same period. So while XRP rallied 60%, you would have got 30% more by holding XLM. That's why I say, in my humble opinion, XLM is a better, from a profit standpoint, a better trade than XRP. I dropped that Atlanta Central Africa to your D. Hey, I appreciate that, Brazy Word. I'm about to go in there and check that out as soon as I get off this live. On a broader time frame, XLM is still lagging behind XRP's price gains. The Stellar token is up around 425% since November low, while XRP has gained over 590% in the same period. The recent outperformance by XLM signals a catch-up rally, often seen when XRP leads bullish moves. Historically, the two assets exhibit a strong directional correlation, driven by their shared founder and similar use cases in cross-border payment. During bull phases, the XLM-XRP correlation coefficient typically exceeds 70%, reflecting synchronized price action. A notable example came in July of 2023, when a favorable U.S. court ruling in Ripple's case sparked a 60% rally in XRP. Stellar followed with a 60% surge of its own, pushing the correlation coefficient to about 0.95, a near perfect alignment. This pattern continues to play out in 2025, reinforcing the view that XLM may extend this rally as long as XRP remains elevated. Family, with that being said, it's going on 12 o'clock. I got to get ready to go to Juma. Go ahead and get my Quran studies in. I appreciate everybody that was able to tap in and tune in for the Early Rising Show with Coffee and Crypto with the Bitcoin Block Bully. Be on the lookout for upcoming classes. Once again, you can DM me. You can send me an email. You can check out the website, blockwallstreet.io. It is back up and running. It is back up and running. Help me rebuild Black Wall Street by using the blockchain and moving through Block Wall Street. With that being said, we're going to end today's live. I appreciate and love you all. Until the next one, peace, power, and prosperity, family. I am out of here.